What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got a reaction, a song battle to Marillion. We got Estonia versus This Strange Engine, brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, Joseph, or JSB, or Acting's Reacting, been around here for a while. You know that it's Joseph bringing these Marillions, so appreciate him, appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below, or the Patreon link on the end screen. I say it all the time, but it's totally true. I could not do it without the patron support. So Joseph says, has it really been 6 months since you last listened to Marillion? There's a Marillion playlist, got all kinds of great Marillion stuff in it, and it has. Well, let's pick up where we left off, and that was with the 5th in my favorite 5-album run of all time. So moving to 1997's This Strange Engine must represent a drop-off, I guess you'd assume. Well, yes, actually, as far as the album as a whole is concerned, but the highlights are as high as anything in the catalog, and 2 of those are what's on offer here. So as you see below, we'll start out with Estonia. JSB says it's worth pointing out that Estonia was inspired by H randomly meeting the sole British survivor of the sinking of the ship of the same name, where 852 people died. But the song isn't about the sinking. It's no wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's merely the spark that led to the rumination on the loss, and the end result is the most likely track to be heard at a Marillion fan's funeral, as well as one that epitomizes the fan joke that Marillion's music is about death and water. It's also JSB's hubby's favorite Marillion song, or at least it jostles with the Hollow Man from Brave for that position. I found several things in this, I won't bore you with all, but I never heard of this sinking ship. This is the only song on Marillion to feature a balalaika. You probably know what that is, right? Sure, we all do right now. It's a Russian stringed musical instrument with a characteristic triangular wooden hollow body, fretted neck, and 3 strings. The instrument generally has a short sustain, necessitating rapid strumming or plucking when it's used to play melodies. They're often used for Russian folk music and dancing. I just share that with you because we're probably going to hear it in this song. I mean, I've never heard this song. And H talked about in an interview when he met this sole British survivor. He said, I was on it. I said, my God, you're kidding. I was supposed to ask you to talk about it. It's probably too painful. And he said, no, I'm happy to tell you about it. He told me the whole story about how he'd fallen off the bench he was sleeping on in the restaurant. And of course, if he hadn't been in the restaurant, if he'd been in his cabin, he wouldn't have been there to tell me about it. But luckily for him, he decided he would sleep in the restaurant, and he woke up when he fell off the bench because the ship was leaning at a 45-degree angle, and he ultimately climbed up the ceiling of the restaurant and out the side window, ultimately upon the deck as the ship was rolling backwards the other way. And for the very short time, the ship became leveled, which enabled him to run across the deck, get a hold of a life jacket, enabled him to actually get off the ship. So that's just crazy. So during the night and early morning, helicopters and assisting ships rescued 138 people, of whom 1 later died in the hospital. But like I said, 852 died. So him just hearing this story, H was inspired by that. All right, this is a long song, but it doesn't even touch the next song. I'll have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, JSB.
Feeling you shake, feel your heart break, sinking if only, if only, if only, if only. And the salt water runs through your veins and your bones, telling you no, not this way, not this way, not this way. Finding the answer, it's a human obsession. But you might as well talk to the stones and the trees and the sea, 'cause nobody knows, and so few can see. There's only beauty, caring and truth beyond darkness. No one leaves you when you live in their heart and mind, and no one does, they just move to the other side. When we're gone, watch the world simply carry on. We live on, laughing and in no pain. We stay and be happy with those who loved us today. When we won't understand your grief, 'cause time is illusion. As this watery world spins around us, timeless sun, dry your eyes and calm your mind. No one leaves you when they live in your heart and mind. No one does, they just move to the other side. When we're gone, watch the world simply carry on. It's okay, we will stay and be happy, stay and be happy with those who loved us today. No one leaves you when they live in your heart and mind. No one does, they just move to the other side. When we're gone, watch the world simply carry on. It's okay, we will stay and be happy, stay and be happy with those who loved us today. Yesterday.
Estonia, what a fantastic song. The song was fantastic. I love the instrumental. I loved the arrangement on it, right? H sounds so powerful. I mean, the lyrics are obviously powerful. And it has, you know, a shout out and allusion to the shipwreck, and the salt water runs through your veins and your bones, telling you not this way, not this way, not this way. But no one leaves you when you live in their heart and mind, and no one dies. They just move to the other side. When we're gone, watch the world simply carry on. We live on laughing and in no pain. We'll stay and be happy with those who have loved us today. Finding the answer is a human obsession, but you might as well talk to the stones and the trees and the sea, because nobody knows, and so few can see. There's only beauty and caring and truth beyond darkness. It's just, it's so well written. And we won't understand your grief because time is illusion, as this watery world, so get that in there again, spins around. This timeless sun will dry your eyes and calm your mind. This song is great. This song is great. And, you know, we had the Russian instrument in there. It came in first at about the 2-minute mark, but fantastic. But we are not done. We're about to get into an epic. This Strange Engine, JSB says, is for the title track. This one jostles with Neverland, the first Marillion track I ever brought you, as the two perennial poll toppers whenever fans are asked to name their favorites. It houses one of the most legendary of the many fine Steve Rothery guitar solos. If the song is played during a gig, you can bet the loudest roar of the night comes immediately after said solo. But there's much, much, all caps, more to it than that. And I'm going to tell you what this is about. It's autobiographical for H, Steve Hogarth, right? It chronicles his memories of his childhood in Doncaster, South Yorkshire. It serves as a tribute to his father, who left his marine engineer position to work in a coal mine to be close to his family. He said in an interview, the story behind that song is that I was lying in bed one night, as so often is the case, unable to sleep. It's about 4 a.m, and these words started to go around in my head a couple of summers ago. And I wrestled with the idea of not getting up because I really didn't want to. And then in the end, I thought I'm going to have to get up and write this down because I'll have forgotten it in the morning. I went downstairs and I wrote a poem in a very short time. It was over the space of about 20 minutes to half an hour. This poem came flooding out. It's a story of my life, but it's really an attempt to write something down from my father and to acknowledge what my father had sacrificed for me. Because I've now got to that age. I was his age when he had me, and that kind of changes your perspective, right? He said, so even though I grew up in this little industrial town in north of England, my dad filled my head with the big world. He filled me with a wanderlust and with a sense of the world being a lot bigger than that there was a lot of magic out there waiting to be experienced. He ultimately gave up his job in the Navy to come back to England and to work down at a coal mine. He literally went from the sunset on the equator to the blackness of being under the ground digging out coal. When I was a kid, I never thought about it twice, but recently revisiting those memories of just what an enormous sacrifice it was, I am often faced with similar decisions myself. I don't see too much of my children myself. I wonder about the world being treated like a king. I wonder about the world being treated like a king, living the high life, and I wanted to let him know that he is a better man than I am. My goodness, what a build.
There was a boy who came into this world in the hands of a holy woman in a holy place. He wore a red coat and walked a bulldog. He saw them reflected in the mirror of the lakes. Lived in the shadow of the mountains with the smells of disinfectant, dusty old leather and the polished wood of his bed. No more than a baby feeding swans on the river, holding the hand of his mother in the wax paper bag of yesterday's bread. And his father on the other side of the world, on the ship's railings in some faraway tide, with the silent dry tear of home thoughts from abroad in his faraway eyes. In his faraway eyes. the smell of the wax on the wooden floor, mixture of polish and soap. No children to fear or to play with, rows of empty hooks for the chords, an upright piano, and the boys in the choir still remind him of just before he was born. Remind him of just before he was breezy. Strange misty visions of God. Turn the cities into families, into villages of souls, hovering in the air while they're sleeping, with their houses invisible. Send to me the ghosts of Christmas, whispering, you're the only one. And ever since I was a boy, I never felt that I belonged. Like everything they did to me was an experiment to see how I would cope with the illusion. In which direction would I jump? Would I do it all the same as the actors in the game? Or would I spin it back again, not get caught up in their rules, and live according to my own, and not be used to find the fundamental truths? It was gonna take some time, 35 summers down the line. The wisdom of each passing year seems to serve only to confuse, seems to serve only to confuse. Daddy came out of the Navy and took us away to his dirty grey hometown. And he worked down a coal mine for national service so that he could be around. There was a magical purple in the chrome of the exhaust of his Triumph motorbike. And the warmth of all the metal and the thrill of the hard corner holding tight. one day as the boy lay sleeping in the sunshine of a half-remembered afternoon, a cloud of bees with no particular aim and no brain found the boy, decided that his time had come. Came down out of the sky, stung him in the face, again and again through pain, screaming like baptism, intravenous, Jesus like being chosen. Something with no brain, blue pain. It's happening again. It's happening again. Oh, mommy, daddy, will you sit a while with me? Oh, mommy, daddy, will you jog my memory? Tell me tall tales of Montego Bay, Table Mountain, flying fish, banana spiders, parts of pain, and the sun on the equator, setting like an ember thrown to deep water, from crimson to black, but coming back tomorrow. On the horizon, this strange engine. This love, this love, this love, is inconvenient, blind, blood diamond is possible. This love, this blind, blood diamond, this pulse, I don't understand. That knows no faith and trust and friends and trust. Who can stares at the sea, the night's dark deep for last time. And please, and dies for you at last, and is to blame, and is a shame, and it's not the same. It's true, it's
Right, where were we then?
All right, what an epic song. This Strange Engine. I had to leave in. Joseph said it used to be 3.5 minutes long, that exit there of silence, but it was about 1 minute on Spotify. You saw I just fast forward through to get to H's laughter, which is infectious to say the least. That was recorded after he'd had some hallucinogenic mushrooms after a night on the town. So it's just funny. But this song is epic. I mean, I don't even know where to start. The guitar solo is fantastic. Well, I mean, there's more than one. It's just the story of it. I mean, I don't usually like long songs. Joseph knows this, but this song was fantastic. And now that I knew, like, reading those interviews that start the story of his life, it just unfolds it perfectly. I mean, there's not, even though there's so much to say, there's really not a lot to say. I mean, if you listen to that thing, it kind of speaks for itself. Now, I've got to choose my favorite. I don't think there's a wrong answer here. And I kind of feel guilty for this, right? Because This Strange Engine is such an epic song, but I got to go with Estonia. Probably 60-40. It's not razor thin for me, but it's not a runaway by any means. But I don't think there's any wrong answer here. But you Marillion fans, I know you're going to have an opinion on this. Let me know what you think won down below here. Also, Joseph, the patron who brought this, he's got a YouTube channel, Acting is Reacting. It's fantastic. He's got some Marillion stuff on there. We got a ton of good stuff on there. I'm going to put a link down below. Go check it out. Give him a sub. And until next time, guys, I will see you.